Anneke Companjen knows the women of the persecuted church. This passionate author and international speaker has heard their stories. She has cried and prayed with these women, women whose only crime was a decision to follow Jesus Christ. Her first book, Hidden Sorrow, Lasting Joy, revealed the hidden lives of persecuted women.
I wrote that book after I heard that a friend of mine, the wife of a Vietnamese pastor, had committed suicide while her husband was in prison. And my husband and I were serving the Lord with Open Doors at the time, and we knew a lot about what happened to pastors who were in prison, but we hardly ever heard about what happened to their wives.
As a former missionary in Vietnam and the wife of the director of Open Doors International, Anneke is well equipped to bring the hidden hearts of persecuted women to life for her readers. She understands the lessons of faith and perseverance that those who suffer can teach.
All of us have pain in our lives. For none of us, life is always just a bed of roses. Sooner or later, we will have to face problems. And the persecuted church go through this all the time because of their faith in Jesus Christ.
Singing Through the Night carries the reader into the lives of persecuted women. Here, pain and injustice come face to face with the Word of God. And the result produces profound spiritual insights for the church in the West.
One day I had the privilege of meeting a lady whom I prayed for several years, and now I was finally able to meet her. I knew that her husband had been sentenced to 5 years in prison for Bible distribution. We sat together and first we were quiet. Then, finally, she began to share. And as she shared, she cried. There were many pauses. We cried together. But then suddenly, after a while, her face lit up. And she said, "But you know what I've discovered? I've discovered that at night, that's when I get especially lonely, when I miss my husband most, and when depression easily sets in." She said, "I've discovered that when I feel so low and so alone, it helps when I begin to sing."
As Anneke introduces readers to the women of the persecuted church, the reason they can sing becomes perfectly clear.
In Hidden Sorrow, Lasting Joy, it was what can we do for them. In this book, Singing Through the Night, the persecuted church gives something back to us and teaches us how we can live a victorious life in Jesus Christ. Because you know what? Jesus is wonderful, and His presence makes all the difference. He promises that His grace is sufficient, and I've seen that at work in the lives of the women of the persecuted church.
Read Singing Through the Night. You will be encouraged by their unassuming faith. Discover the spiritual truths behind trusting God on the hardest day of your life. Find that Jesus Christ is alive, waiting to meet you in your moment of need. Read Singing Through the Night, and you will hear the voices of the women of the persecuted church, and your heart will be changed forever.